Hi, I'm Christy Code Red, and we are going to go through your custom program. Totally excited that you decided to do this, that you decided to take your life back, and that you invested in yourself by doing the custom program. And this is going to be a really great time in your life. So what I need you to do is I need you to get somewhere quiet. I need you to get somewhere where you have your custom book in front of you, and somewhere where you can take notes, maybe a pen. And the great thing about this, because it's recorded, you can pause it, you can rewind it. There are a lot of options. You can go through it several times. In fact, most people go through it several times. Not everybody gets it on the first try, let me tell you. So we're gonna go through page by page together, you and I, and let's get started. So we're gonna start on page 1 of your custom book. Now this is what I call the summary page. You're gonna have your name and the date at the top, and now it's gonna have your starting weight, all right? Your starting weight is there, and then there's a goal weight. Now, notice that the goal weight you put in your paperwork and the goal weight on this form might be different. That's because this is the goal weight that I set for you, all right? People sometimes choose a goal weight that they think they can achieve, and that's the lowest they think they can get down. Well, that's not what we do on the Code Red Lifestyle. I'm gonna choose the proper goal weight for you. Whether you've been that low before or not, that's gonna be your goal weight, okay? Now, I've given you 2 different rate of loss here. You can do the 1% of your body weight a week, or you can do Christy's rate of loss. Now, there's nothing wrong with 1% of your body weight a week, but on the Code Red Lifestyle, we can do just a bit better than that, okay? So it all just depends on how bad you want it, and if you really buckle down and do everything like you should, then you should lose it at Christy's rate, okay, which is just a bit better, all right? But no matter what, I'm gonna expect at least the 1% of your body weight a week off, and if you really want it bad, you can do Christy's weight, the rate that I want for you. We're gonna give you, I'm giving you 2 different times that you can expect to reach your goal. The slower time and Christy's time that you can reach your goal. And you can notice that there is a little bit of a difference in those dates, all right? However many weeks or months it takes you to hit your goal. And again, the first rate of loss and the first time, if you wanna go with the slower rate, that's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. That's 1%. It's just gonna take you a bit longer. But if you follow all the rules and if you do the program the way I wrote it for you, you will hit your goal weight by the second time, by the second option that you have, and that's a little quicker. So it all boils down to how bad you want it and how much are you willing to make sure that you sacrifice and following the rules to get you where you need to go. You're gonna see that you can expect X amount of pounds per month, 10% of your body weight per month until all of it is gone. And so you can see exactly how much you can expect to lose per month if you follow the program exactly and do not cheat and do not stray. But more than anything, no matter what, you can expect 10% off the first month, and that's what I give you at the bottom of this page. You're gonna see 10% of your starting weight is gonna come off in the first month. So that, at least when you know what's gonna get you started and get you rolling, and that's what you can expect. Next page, this is your daily intake page. Now, you'll notice your calories at the top. Okay, the people, they want to argue with me about this, but the bottom line is, look, I've done this thousands of times, and the amount of calories that you need, the volume of food that you need is much less when you're on a high-fat diet than when you're on the typical American diet or any other kind of diet. And this is a high-fat, low-carb, low-sugar diet. So the rate of the amount of calories that you're gonna get is a lot lower than what the standard American diet is. But guess what? The standard American diet is not working. We are sicker and fatter than we've ever been in our society. That's why I'm gonna take you to this calorie amount. Do not go over this calorie amount, okay? It's imperative that you don't blow out this calorie amount. You might have a range there, you might just have one set amount. You're gonna start off at the top of the range, but eventually you will start, you will naturally bring yourself down as your body adjusts. Now, 60% of your intake will come from fat, and that is explained on the Lose It app. 60%, at least 60% of your intake is gonna be from fat. It's imperative that your fat is high. That's how this whole thing works. 30% of your intake is gonna come from protein. Remember, we don't worry about the protein, all right? Don't even pay attention to it. That's another old school mentality. That's another way that people used to think about, oh, you gotta have a lot of protein. Well, there are detriments to a high protein diet. We don't want a lot of protein. Your body turns excess protein into glucose. We don't want that. There are no detriments to a high fat diet. So we want a high fat diet. Whatever is left over, maybe you do 70% fat, 20% protein, and 10% carbs. That's totally fine. But don't pay attention to the protein, okay? On the carbohydrates, you're gonna see that is 10%. Your carbohydrates, you're trying to get under this net grams. Whatever your grams I have set for you, you're gonna wanna come in at or under this amount. Do not go over this amount. Okay, net carbs, and we'll talk about what net carbs are a little later on in the program. And you're gonna make sure that you, no matter what, do not go over this amount of grams of sugar. Remember, guys, these are non-negotiable. So you don't get to have any wiggle room with these numbers. You've got to do my numbers. You've got to come in the way I say to come in. So I want your intake to be like this. Remember, naturally, you're going to bring your volume down. That's just what we all do as we adjust. The hunger is going to be high the first week, and then it's going to come down. And you're going to adjust, and you're going to start feeling a lot better as you detox and as you get used to this diet. The water, that's the amount of water I want you to have. And I don't care if you're shocked about that. You might be totally shocked. We'll go over the water in a little more detail later. But this amount of water is what you need to be having per day during weight loss mode. And as your weight drops, you're going to check in with me on the pages and we'll drop your water down. As your weight drops, so will your water. But don't drop your water unless you check with me first or check with Carrie first, okay? Your best basal metabolic rate, the rate of calories you burn at rest. That's how much you burn at rest. Okay, just what it takes to keep you alive, that's how many calories a day. It's not as much as you think. It's not as much as you think. So no matter what the way I'm writing the program for you is to put you in a deficit each day before you go to sleep each night, okay? And exercise doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I don't care. I think it's great that you exercise, but I don't care if you exercise. You don't get to bump up your numbers just because you exercise. So it's imperative that your intake is matching what I say each day. Okay? Next page. This is your water page. This is the amount of water that I want you drinking per day, no exception. And I broke it down into how many Code Red water bottles that you can drink per day. Now, I don't care if you use a Code Red water bottle or you use a hydro flask or you use a big gallon jug or you use a cup. I don't care as long as you use the jug that is right for you. But of course, the water jug came with your custom program and you can have the Code Red water stainless steel 27-ounce water jug if you want. And so that's what we assume that you're using, and that's what I broke it down into X amount of Code Red water bottles per day. And I want you to drink them at a certain time of the day, okay? I want you, because this is how people get overwhelmed with the water. Well, you won't get overwhelmed if you start at the time I have for you and you break it down as the day passes. If you're an early morning person, you're gonna start on your water early. But the key is to the whole water thing is starting early. You've got to you got to keep that water in your hand. You've got to stay early. You've got to start early, and you've got to stay consistent throughout the day. When you wake up, you're going to go potty, strip down, weigh yourself, record your weight, and then you're going to start drinking water. You're going to get that first bottle of water right down the hatch, right as soon as you weigh yourself. Then you're going to get that first bottle of water down the hatch. And that's going to help start peristalsis. That's going to help wake you up. That's going to help get your body system rolling. It's fantastic when you get that first bottle of water down, out of the way, no matter what, right when you finish weighing yourself, get that first bottle of water down. And then try to have your water finished by 5 p.m. That way you can spend the next few hours before bed flushing out the water. That way you're not up all night long. The water that you use in things does not count towards your water amount. Coffee, tea, protein shakes, I don't care what. That doesn't count towards the amount of water. That water is water. Okay, it's not water in the coffee. Well, I had coffee. I don't care. Water is water. All right, if all that worked before, then you would not be in this position right now. So you're gonna have to do it my way on the water, okay? Log every single ounce that you drink. There's no ish, there's no kind of, well, there's no almost, well, there's no sort of. If I ask you how much water you drink, you're like 152 ounces, 148 ounces. You'll know the exact amount of ounces that you drink each day. What gets measured gets managed, so we are going to log every ounce we drink. If you prefer to put ice in your water jug, then don't say that you drank that whole 27 ounces, because you didn't, because you chucked it full of ice. You need to be exact on every drop that you drink. Be very meticulous. On the next page, this is the what to eat, what to avoid list, okay? This is the food list. What to eat, what's okay to eat. Berries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, huckleberries are okay. Full fat, plain Greek traditional yogurt. That's not with any flavoring in it. It's full fat and is plain. Any meat, any vegetables, any seafood. You want nuts, eggs, seeds. Full fat cottage cheese is fine. And healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado, butter. We'll go over those later. Sour cream is fine, and cream cheese is fine. Those are the things that are okay to eat. You're going to want to avoid all grains. It includes quinoa, rice, oatmeal. Corn is a grain, so I don't want to see corn on your log, okay? Make sure you avoid all grains, all wheat, all pasta, any kind of processed food. You want to avoid cheese. You want to avoid sugar, soda, juice, potatoes, yams, sweet potatoes. I get it that God created those things, but they will slow down your weight loss. So we're going to take you off of those for temporary until you lose all your weight. Fruit, all fruit other than the berries, stay away from it. Lentils and legumes, stay away from them. Alcohol, absolutely no alcohol. And any kind of energy drinks, I don't care what they are. I don't care if it's Advocare. I don't care if it's Red Bulls. I don't care if it says sugar-free. Stay away from that chemical crap. Going to the rules next. No one likes rules. I get it, but we're going to have to adhere to the rules if you really want this to work, okay? Here we go. Sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours a night. All right, you have to get that 7 hours. If you don't sleep, none of this is going to work. It doesn't matter how great you eat. You don't sleep, your body will not let you lose weight. Your body senses a lack of sleep is stress, and so it's going to hang on to body fat to protect your vital organs. You got to sleep at least 7 hours, guys. I'm serious. Drink all the water I set for you. Eat a veggie with every meal. Vegetables are extremely good for us. So just get used to eating a veggie with every meal. People get used to a high-fat diet and they have bacon, bacon, and bacon. Well, that's not a well-rounded diet. I want you eating your veggies. You're only going to eat 1 to 2 meals a day. No snacking in between. So I want you to have at least 5 hours in between each meal, okay? 1 to 2 meals a day, that's it. There's no reason for you to have 3 meals a day. Starting off, you might, and then you're gonna need to taper down. But think about it. If you have 3 meals a day and you're having to get 5 hours in between each meal, you gotta have to start early and end late eating in order to space out. There's just no need for all that eating. There's no need for it, guys. No candy, alcohol, sweets, no soda or energy drinks, no lattes, brevets, mochas, or anything of the sorts. The only thing you're allowed to have is black coffee with some heavy cream in it, and that's it. Make sure it's exactly measured too. Don't think just because it's a non-fat, what is that, non-fat low mocha? No way, it's loaded with sugar. Don't even think about having that during weight loss mode. No bread of any kind. I would thought that this was made clear on the foods list, but it's not made clear. People get this messed up. So no bread of any kind. I don't care if it's paleo bread. I don't care what bullcrap bread they're trying to sell you at the store, some marketing scam gimmick. No bread. We're staying away from it. You're going to limit your coffee to 2 cups per day, not because caffeine is bad, and in fact it's actually pretty good for you, but because that coffee cuts into your water drinking, and I don't want anything to cut into your water drinking. So let's limit the coffee until you get into this groove and that you have no problem getting your water in. Don't eat past 6:30 p.m. That is I know it sounds crazy, but people that eat past 6:30 p.m., their weight loss will stall or they'll even gain. That's what I've seen. Of course, if you're a night shift worker, we need to reverse everything for you. And you're gonna wanna wait the full 5 hours in between meal. The only thing you're gonna be drinking in between meal is water. That's it. You're not gonna consume any calories that elicit a metabolic response. There's no eating in between meals. Just water only. I'm serious. You can't sip on your coffee the whole time and then eat lunch. We don't do that. I want your body to completely and totally, hormones are going to completely empty out and return to normal levels. I want your digestive system to completely finish digesting that first meal. And I want everything to have a break. I want your body to have a break. It's very, very healthy to wait a full, at least 5 hours in between meals. And you're gonna notice there's huge health benefits from that. You're gonna weigh yourself every single day. You're gonna get up, like I mentioned earlier, you're gonna get up, you're gonna go potty, you're gonna strip down naked, do not eat or drink anything, weigh yourself, record it, then you can drink your first bottle of water. But what I want is I want a dry weight from you. And that's what in boxing we call it a dry weight. It's when you haven't eaten or drinking anything, you wake up, you go potty first, strip down naked, no clothes, no socks, no nothing. I want naked. And then record that weight. Record your weight on a tracking sheet or in the Lose It app every morning. Tips about the food log. It's really important that you revisit this as many times as you need to until you get it right. Do not misspell words and lose it. It will let you record it, but it will come up invalid and it will not be an accurate reading. The nutrients will come up blank or they'll have NaNA. You're gonna wanna make sure that you look for that green check mark next to the food that you're trying to record. Make sure that it doesn't say NA in the nutrient category. You don't want that. This means you misspelled the word or it doesn't recognize it. Always scan the barcode first of the food. They have a barcode, a little picture of a barcode scanner. Tap that barcode scanner, scan the barcode, and then check to make sure that your barcode scanner matches the package. Make sure that you're looking at the app and what comes up when it's scanned matches what's on the outside of your package, okay? They need to match. Sometimes they don't match. A lot of times there are thousands of entries in Lose It, and sometimes they make mistakes. So you wanna make sure that that matches. The log knows the restaurant, so try to put in Applebee's. Try to put in the restaurant first. If you're out at a restaurant, you're having Applebee's fajitas, try to type in Applebee's and then comma fajitas and it should come up. Or Texas Roadhouse Sirloin or whatever. Try to ask it first about the name of restaurants. It knows everything. It just doesn't know private chains. It doesn't know if it's just grandma's breakfast cafe. It's not gonna know that. To check your nutrients, you're gonna go to My Day, you're gonna click on nutrients, you're gonna tap the pie graph, and then you're gonna look at the top half of that breakdown, okay? And you're gonna be able to see exactly how many grams are in each category. You're gonna check that several times a day, make sure you're on track. Water does go on the log. Water can be logged anywhere, and make sure that supplements go on the log. Everything that goes in your mouth goes on the log. Everything that goes in your mouth, including gum, goes on the log. Everything goes on the log. I want you to get used to tracking and measuring everything. Now, I have a little picture of a wrong and right. What happens when I misspelled avocado? What happens on the left? You're gonna see it is completely, avocado is not spelled like that on the left. And that is the #1 most misspelled word. You're gonna wanna make sure, look at that. That's just totally wrong. If you spell avocado correctly, you're gonna see that it comes up with all the nutrients in the category filled in correctly, okay? So make sure that you also use, if you don't log avocado as each or half, because what, your avocado or my avocado? Did you get it at Costco? Did you get it at Winco? Where'd you get it? They're different sizes all the time. It's always best to put everything on a food scale. Take a spoon, cut your avocado, be careful, don't cut yourself. Take a spoon, dig out, put it on a food scale, and match, and then measure out however much you have pre-planned on your log, okay? Always weigh it. Anything that's not liquid or powder goes on a food scale. Check your spelling, it'll get you every time. Log your food before you eat it. I cannot stress this enough. This is the reason my program works so well, is because your entire day is logged before your day even begins, before you even think about putting anything in your mouth. You've already got it logged, you've already got it measured, it's already pre-planned, and then once your numbers jive and everything fits like on the intake page, 60% fat, your grams of carbs are coming in under, everything looks good, then you can eat according to your plan. Do not fly by the seat of your pants. Do not willy-nilly just stick something in your mouth and then log it, and then what happens? What if it just put you over on numbers because you didn't log before you ate it? Well, what are you gonna do? Go throw it up? You can't go throw it up. You just shot your day. So you're gonna have to log everything before the day even begins or the night before. It's imperative that you do this. Nobody else does this. And something, a little bit of education I like, of course, I don't want to leave any stone unturned in this custom program book. You want to ask yourself 2 questions before you eat anything, all right? Before you put anything in your mouth, you're going to ask yourself, how much fat does it have? How much sugar does it have? How much sugar does it have? Okay, good. Does it have enough fat to keep me full? All right, we have examples here. Celery, avocado, orange juice. You can read these yourself. Almonds. I mean, there are things, if you run into a C-store and you're going to get something to eat and you're like, and you're hungry and you're like, I don't know what to do. You walk up to the rotisserie sausage at a C-store, right, at a 7-Eleven, and you're like, how much sugar does it have? None. How much fat does it have? A ton. Okay, grab it, log it, go. You know, so you're going to want to ask yourself these 2 questions for the rest of your life before you put anything in your mouth. How much sugar does it have? Does it have enough fat to be worth it? Because there are items that don't have any sugar, but they also don't have any fat, like a rice cake. What is that? What is a rice cake? I mean, rice cake, there's no sugar in it. No, I know, but there's no fat in it. You're gonna be hungry in like 5 minutes. Okay, you're gonna take these supplements each day. All right, it's only 2. It's only 2. You're gonna take magnesium at night. You're going to take vitamin D3 in the morning. I want you taking 5,000 units. And that's not an unsafe number. That's perfectly fine. It sounds like a big number, but a unit is very small. That is very safe for you. Okay, I want you taking 5,000 units of the Pure Encapsulation brand. And I know what you're going to ask me. You're going to say, well, I got the kind from Walmart, Target, or Costco. I don't care. That's not a good quality brand, and it has a very low absorbency rate. So you're going to end up just peeing out expensive urine, okay? I learned this the hard way when I got a blood test, and my doctor said, I thought you were taking vitamin D. And I was like, yeah, every day, 5,000 units. And she said, well, I can't, it's not even registering on your blood work. Well, what? Because I was taking that cheap crap from Costco and it didn't register. I want you buying the Pure Encapsulation brands. You can get it off my website. You can get it off, which links you to Amazon. You can get it from a different source, but this is a very, very good quality brand. And you can see the benefits of magnesium. The magnesium is absolutely incredible. I want you taking these 2 supplements every day. Yes, put them on the log. Order those as soon as possible. Fats to eat and fats to avoid. You can see a whole list of fats to eat, a whole list. So I don't want to hear from you, well, I don't know what fat to eat. There's a whole list of fat here that is Christy approved, that is going to be good for you, that's going to keep you full for longer. But remember, you're going to want to carefully measure these fats because they're very calorie dense. Fats to avoid. I have a list of fats I want you to stay away from and the reasons that I want you to stay away from them, okay? Peanut butter, I want you to stay away from because peanuts are a legume, okay? Peanut butters, don't eat peanut butter. Uses for coconut oil and MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides, very, very good. Both of these are very good for you. Again, they're very calorie dense, so measure carefully. But there are lots of things I put here, lots of ideas of getting in your coconut oil. I know I had the idea of a top on a protein bar, but I don't want you eating a protein bar. It's just an idea for later on, or maybe maybe your kids. Also for popcorn. You're not allowed to eat popcorn, so don't use it on popcorn. Popcorn's a grain, but maybe for your kids, okay? Benefits of coconut oil. Tremendous benefits of coconut and MCT oil. Please do your own research. I'm a huge believer in coconut and MCT oil. It's phenomenal. They did a study with 2 groups of ladies. This group, they had them do coconut oil, and this group they had them do one of the other oils from my group. Oh, soybean oil. That's right. And in 30 days, the group of coconut oil ladies, they lost tummy fat. And in 30 days, the soybean oil group gained tummy fat. It's no joke, guys. It's really good. Very, very good for you. Now, you want to calculate your net carbs, okay? This is how you're going to do it. You're going to want to subtract the fiber, okay? So an avocado is a great example of this. And you're like, well, I'm only getting 25 grams of carbs a day, and an avocado is going to eat up 18 grams. Well, no, wait a minute. It has 15 grams of fiber. 18 minus 15 is 3. 3 is actually what you're absorbing. Now, in the Lose It app, they don't do the math for you, but they do list the fiber underneath the carbs for easy, quick math, okay? So people shy away from vegetables because they think they have a lot of carbs. But wait, broccoli has a lot of fiber. Celery has a lot of fiber. These things have a lot of fiber, and they're very good for you. So I want you eating those. Make sure you subtract the fiber before you panic. That's called the net carbs. Not everybody follows this method, but I follow this method. If you like protein shakes, I don't like protein shakes, but if you like protein shakes, you need to get a low carb protein shake. No carbs, no sugar, okay? So I want you, I just recommend Isopure. You can have it if you want to, I don't care. I think they have one at Costco, In and Out. Sometimes, you know how Costco sometimes has things, sometimes doesn't. Whatever kind you get, make sure it has no carbs, no sugar, or under 3 grams per serving, okay? They have weight gainer protein. They have a recovery protein for athletes. They have vegan protein. Well, what happens with vegan protein? They take everything out of it. So what do they have to do? It tastes like cardboard. So they put carbs and sugar back in. So check the label of whatever protein shake you want to have. If you don't use mine, it's got to match my criteria. The things you're going to need at home to make your life a lot easier: measuring cups, measuring spoons, food scales, baggies, plastic or food storage containers, things to pack your food in, an igloo cooler, a meal prep bag, things to make your life easier. Here's what I don't want to, I don't want to hear from you is, I don't want to hear, well, Christy, I couldn't eat that. I had to eat out because I didn't have my food. Well, why didn't you have your food? Well, I don't have a cooler. Get a cooler. Get a way to carry your food around. Make sure that you have measuring cups and measuring spoons. Make sure you have a spare in your traveling bag or your purse, or make sure that you go places with your measuring spoons. I don't want to hear that you don't have them and that's why you couldn't stay on track. Get prepared. Get these items to make your weight loss journey easier. You can get these also on my website. Food on the go. These are food that items that I have discovered that's going to make your life a lot easier. The steamers from Green Giant, or you can get generic brand. They steam in the bag. They steam in 3 minutes. They're awesome. You can do rotisserie chicken from Costco or Winco or somewhere. It's already made. It's great. Make sure that you just take it from the bird and put it right on the food scale. Don't eat it off the bird because then you won't know how much you're eating. There is a little traveling Premier protein shake. I don't suggest that you drink these, but if you need something on the go, it's very safe. It won't break in your bag. Pepperoni Alberto has pepperoni sticks. You got hard-boiled eggs are excellent. Pickles are excellent. Prepackaged nuts, oven roasted turkey. These are things that are going to make your life a lot easier. Now, it's interesting. People always ask me, what are the safe chemicals that I can use? And here's a really great list of safe, cut back, caution, certain people need to avoid, and then everybody needs to avoid. And so you're going to want to look up the list of whatever you like to have. I believe the stevia is fine. I use stevia. I have that on my website. Also sucralose, which is Splendid, is fine. And I follow the studies, and I haven't found a study yet that makes it to where those are not good. But this is a great list for you to refer to if you need more information. That was from a nonprofit organization. Hidden sugars in drinks, a really great list of things that you might not be aware of. You need to understand there's sugar in everything. And sometimes your kid is sick and you're giving them a Sprite. Well, you just gave them 77 grams of sugar. And sugar feeds into sickness. It feeds into disease. It ages the organs. It's going to make things worse. It feeds into cancer cells. So be very well aware before you give your kid a Sprite because your kid is sick. Think about giving your kid maybe a diet Sprite or a Sprite Zero, something with no sugar in it. You want to avoid sugar. And the way you avoid it is to be aware of it. So I'm making you aware of it with a lot of these items that I have on that list. So look over that list. That way you are aware. Knowledge is power. It's interesting, when you take a Snickers bar and a Cliff Bar side by side, nobody would have ever guessed in a million years that this Cliff Bar is actually higher in sugar and carbs and lower in protein than the Snickers bar, but it is. And that's because it's loaded with it. And it's amazing when you can see them side by side. So you keep giving your kids Cliff Bars, stop. Think about it. It's not very healthy. I'm not saying you should have a Snickers bar instead. I'm saying that you need to be aware and read the labels on every single thing you put in your mouth and put in your kids' mouths. Americans are 68% obese. And here's the reason why. This is a list of all of our favorite restaurants, all of our favorite foods. We've all had them. We all love them. But look at the carb content in each dish. You're getting a whole week's worth of carbs in one dish from some of these places, and it's absolutely astonishing. It is no wonder why we have such a high rate of obesity, such a high rate of diabetes, and it's because of stuff like this. So I want you to be knowledgeable, and now that you are aware, you can be better at looking for things like this. I want you to stay off all grains, all wheat, and those two great books is a Wheat Belly and Grain Brain. I suggest you get them and you read them. They are excellent, excellent books. Why should I avoid grains? You can read this on your own, and I outlined it for you. Grains are not the same as when Jesus was on the earth, okay? We have bastardized our grains. We have turned them into very harmful for our body, and you can read that on your own. They are very, very not good for us. I want you to sit down and watch these documentaries, okay? These are great. Food Inc., Fed Up, Hungry for Change, Food Matters. That sugar film is excellent, and In Defense of Food is excellent. These are wonderful documentaries. Remember, arm yourself with knowledge. You might not agree with everything in this documentary, but at least learn other opinions other than just mine and things you're learning with me. Get out, look at other things. There are some great sources of information out there. And on this page, you're going to have help and support. This is a really great way to get help and support. You got the Code Red Lifestyle page on Facebook. You've got all these, the hardcore membership is excellent, and that's what you get with this custom program, and other support. I have a website, I have YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, lots and lots of ways to follow me and get the support that you need. I walk the walk. So if you follow me, you're going to see me doing what you're doing. Everybody gets constipated on this program, and you're actually going to get constipated anytime you change your diet, okay? It's just a fact. I've never seen anybody not get constipated. So you know what? We talk about it, and it's okay to talk about it, but what I suggest is if you are constipated, if you haven't gone poop for 2 days, I want you to get yourself some Slim Tea, and you're going to drink it at night before bed, and the next morning be near a bathroom. It works really well. Or you can get stool softeners from Walmart. I don't want you jumping right to a laxative. I want you to try these natural remedies first, these easier remedies first, and then if that doesn't work, we'll try a laxative. If that doesn't work, we'll try, and we'll get a little more aggressive as it goes on. But I really want you to start. Don't let yourself go more than 2 days without getting some help for constipation, okay? And this is going to be, following this is your custom menu ideas. Now, there are lots of ideas in here, and you're going to have to pick the ideas that fit your budget, okay? Whatever budget you are on, there are lots of ideas. And maybe you don't like shrimp, so don't eat this shrimp. They're just suggestions. They're just ways that I have been able to organize the macros and the calories to fit into your budget. You're going to see most of these are three meals a day. You can shrink them down. You can adjust it. All you need to do is have ideas. These will jog ideas for you. So make sure that you look through the custom menus, and that will help you when you don't know what to do. Okay. Make sure that you go through this video a couple times if you need. Make sure that you use the search function on the Code Red Hardcore page and get questions, answers to your question. And above all else, always, always, always post questions on the Hardcore page so that you can get the support and the help that you need. There are lots of answers, lots of people who have gone through this. I promise you, you are not the first one to go through this. We will get you the help that you need. Okay. I'm excited, and good luck. I'll talk to you soon.